Hello, my name is Raven. Welcome back to my channel. And if you do enjoy my content, be sure to share, like, and subscribe. And today I want to start a series of the places I would like to visit. And my first place I would like to visit at some point, possibly before I die, is the Poe Museum. As everyone knows, I love Edgar Allan Poe. So since this week is going to be his birthday, like why not? No, and it's in Richmond, Virginia. So I just hope maybe one day, somewhere down the line, that I could actually go to this museum, when the virus is over. So I'm just going to share some information about the museum and how it got started, which I did get off of their website. So I'll put that in the description. So the Poe Museum began over a century ago when Edgar Allan Poe, collector and researcher James Howard Whitney, and a group of liter- literary enthusiasts, enthusiastics met in. Do not make fun of me if I cannot say some words right. They met in Poe's hometown of Richmond, Virginia, to create the state's first monument to a writer. The museum has enjoyed a history as unique as the author it honors. Established in 1906 as the Poe Memorial Association, this organization failed to generate enough public support for the project. 10 years later, the surviving members regrouped to save the Southern Literary Messenger building in which Poe began his career in journalism. As editor, and to make the structure into the National Poe Museum. The city's buildings inspector, however, decided to have the building demolished as a part of a plan to widen the 15th Street. The city eventually widened the 14th Street instead. Whitney salvaged the building materials to reconstruct them elsewhere. He met historic preservationist Archer and Annie Jones, who were renting Richmond's oldest house, the Old Stone House, for use as a colonial history museum. Mrs. Jones decided the empty lot behind the house would be a fitting location for a Poe's memorial garden, and Whitney allowed her to use the bricks and granite from the Southern Literary Messenger building to pave the garden path as to build a Poe shrine. Now, this is Poe's Enchanted Garden. Mrs. Jones brought Poe's visitations of paradise described in his poem To One in Paradise to life with flowers mentioned in Poe's poems and short stories, as well as plants taken from Poe's mother's grave, his foster father's garden, and a home of Sir Walter Scott, rather than continue to use the house as a colonial history museum. The Joneses restored it with lumber locks, doorknobs, and hinges taken from the Southern Literary Messenger building and repurposed the space to display Whitney's Poe's collection alongside pieces donated by Poe's relatives and collectors. Now, this is about the shrine to Poe. On April 26, 1922, the Poe Shrine opened to the public with a weekend of activities in the Enchanted Garden. A highlight of the event was a talk by Edward Virginius Valentine, who had once met Poe 73 years earlier. The Poe Shrine charter members included railroad magnate Henry Huntington, composer John Phillips Zosia, and several descendants of Edgar Allan Poe's relatives and friends. Culture figures from around the world flocked to the new memorial, which counted among its early visitors Gertrude Stein, H. P. Lovecraft, Henry Miller, and Salvador Dali. By the end of the decade, the museum had already outgrown its original building and expanded into the three adjoining structures. The third of these, the Elizabeth Arnold Poe Memorial Building, was constructed using a staircase taken from one of Poe's boyhood homes. The Poe Memorial Association, eventually recognized as the Poe Foundation, which was tasked with operating the Poe Shrine. Among the Poe Foundation's notable presidents was a two-time Pulitzer Prize winning historian Douglas Southall Freeman, who guided the institution through the lean years of the Great Depression and was responsible for changing the name of the Poe Shrine to the Poe Museum. The Poe's museum collection is now the most comprehensive in the world, and its programs reach thousands of scholars, students, teachers, and literary enthusiasts each year. And that is some of the history of the Poe's Museum. And I really do wish one day I can go over there and see it.